We're going to hear from Joe Kunis. The advertisement says, do you like roller coasters that don't stop when they're supposed to and then rush off on an unexpected track? Well, once upon a time, diminutive evil beings of Wampanoag legend are mysteriously transported to present-day Upper Cape by 4 13-year-old boys in a mysterious orb in the ground. I need say no more, you're intrigued. Yes. But I wanted to read you a couple of the endorsements for Joe's book. Joanne Brianna Gartner of the Enterprise said, had you suggested I read Ichwan, I would have replied that it didn't look like a novel that would interest me, but after a few pages I found I couldn't put it down. The book is action-packed, gruesome in more than a few places, but laugh-out-loud funny in others. For me, though, as the mother of 4 sons, I think I was drawn to Mr. Kunis's 4 young protagonists. They're well-defined, likable, and easy to root for. You want to know what happens to them.
Okay, I had oral cancer in 2017, so I have trouble talking, so I might not pick up on everything. First of all, I'm a storyteller. I like to entertain. I want to make you laugh, cry, be scared, or just say, ooh. Favorite authors of mine were Douglas Adams and Stephen King, of course. Here I became the controller and ultimately the chief operating officer in New Seabury. They liked my writing style, and they asked me to write the history of the project and give a history of the area for their 25th anniversary magazine. In doing that, I found this book called The Narrow Land. It was written in 1934 by Elizabeth Renyard. Part of it chronicles Wampanoag legends, which she learned from a Chief Wixon at the time. She also spoke of legends such as the Screecham Sisters, Witch Pond, Sam Bellamy, and through her I found Puckwudgies. And at the time I said, what if I could bring those to the present day? From 2015 to 2016, I solicited literary agents. I figured I'd be an amateur trying to cut deals with a publisher. With the agents, though, I found I was a flea on a dog with 1,000 other fleas. And I had no marketing skills. In early 2017, I had stage 4 oral cancer. After 9 months of surgery, radiation, chemo, and recovery, I decided I better get the show on the road before the show is over. Chrissy?
Okay. Brett Simons noticed it driving his BMW to the tennis courts. Wow. He'd better call Vern. Where the hell was Vern anyway? Vern might be dead for all he knew. They hadn't talked for 20 years to the day. 4 years after Timmy and Vern's brother, Amos, disappeared. Those early years after the disappearance, Timmy's brother, Colin, continually sent his cronies from Southie to the Cape trying to get a line on Vern. Knowing Colin, the snooping wouldn't end until he found Timmy. Timmy and Amos could be anywhere thanks to that damn hole in the ground. Brett saw that road being cleared into the woods would eventually pass right over it. It was bound to be discovered. Just what they did not want to happen. And then he wondered about the other 4. Wasn't this the day it happened back then? Vernon Otis heard about the proposed development at Witch Pond from a friend at the DPW. Since then, he'd been spending more nights at Poor Henry's pub, wondering if he should call Brett Simons after 20 years. He didn't know what to do. Amos always knew what to do, but Amos hadn't been here for a long time. Amos, you were supposed to be back for supper after closing that Pandora's box we opened. To David Bateman, the road signified the development of 50 virgin acres, and that meant work. He worked for Arsenal Tree Service, which had been awarded the contract to clear and grub some 3 acres to the northeast of the pond, which would soon be Witch Pond condominiums. However, as he drove, his mind wandered about the voice.
This is chapter 19 she's talking to now.
Okay.
And this is where Vern is talking now, thinking.
So, a friend? Brett wasn't married, or maybe wifey was back up in Concord or wherever the kids were ready to start school. No, that didn't figure. That girl would be letting the answering machine pick up if there was a Mrs. Simons. No, Brett hadn't considered marriage for the same reason he hadn't. It'd be tough to hide the stuff they'd seen and been through for someone that close. It would come out in a moment of weakness, drunkenness, or self-pity. Quote, "Yep, lost my brother and one of my best friends in a hole in the ground with a time machine in it. They'll be coming back, though. That's why I got off into the woods every August, so I can open the trap door if they give the secret knock. Been in the hole myself. Yep, brought back some mystical creatures from hell, too. That's why they went back in, to save the world. Now, you can't tell anyone. Don't want the government getting their hands on this thing. They're crazy, you know. Probably try and change history. No, it was easier and safer to go through life alone. Less chance of being committed because of committing." Are we intrigued? Yes. Who's Vern? Do you have more you want to add?
Just a little bit.
Okay, and then we'll take questions.
Okay, this is Pomerant. He's the leader of the other 4 Brett is talking about. He's not really green. He's in the orb, which is the time machine in the ground, that damn hole in the ground Brett refers to. And it casts a yellow greenish hue. That's why it looks like that. Pomerant is a Pukwudgie. Wampanoag mothers warn their children not to stray, or the Pukwudgies will get you. I didn't make that up either. There once was a children's book that portrayed Pukwudgies as cute, impish little creatures who did naughty things. Chief Whitson says otherwise. They snatched babies, fed them to crows, they murdered the beloved giant Marshop's sons, and they like poison. And best of all, they live right here on Cape Cod. Usually in marshes. So like that.
We can leave now, right?
Then there's also Amos and Vern, who are Wampanoag County twins. They live in Mashpee year-round. Timmy's from South Boston. He summers on the Cape. In Pompanesett, they have a small cottage. And Brett was a very rich wasp from Concord, and they have a lavish house in New Seaburg. Now these 4 13-year-olds find each other. And they're 4 13-year-olds who recently discovered expletives and wear them out. But you grow to love them. Now Christy gave you the gist of the story, but the story also includes a golf shot of a lifetime, a sunrise fishing charter, an alleged witch, Bill Cosby, Rockefeller Center, a shillelagh and a slingshot, Junior Southie Monsters, pro football, Sam Bellamy, and of course, Mom, Blueberry Pie, and the girl he left behind. Oh yes, I mentioned there's a 5th protagonist. Now, my surgeon said that you should be seeing this as a TV show or a movie. I think that's going to happen. What's the genre? I don't know. Horror, humor, romance, thriller, suspense, yes to all. Literary classic? No. Fun? Definitely. All right, remember the warm, fuzzy feeling you got when you were a kid? When your parents agreed to read you a story at bedtime? When you grow up, nobody reads them to you anymore. So you gotta find them yourself. Ichwan is a bedtime story for grown-ups. Oh yeah, if your cars are parked out back by the marsh, be alert. Cockroaches see you before you see them. And if you see them, it's too late. Thank you very much.